Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, yet again. It's Matt and Maverick commenting for you guys tonight. Well, I've already introduced us, so I don't need to say anything further, I guess. We're just here for the restart of the D5 lobby, and we're going back into qualifying. I think I'm not sure what the weather has been set to, whether he's chosen to go for intermediates or light rain in qualifying or dynamic. But as you can see, we've got rain, so yeah, the drivers will have a bit more risk risk for them because damage is actually on this time, so they can't be as ballsy as they were earlier. So yeah, Maverick, what are you expecting from this?
Um, I don't know. I mean, this is our third lobby, so we kind of know the times that everybody was setting, especially there towards the end. So probably see more of the same, and I think everything will kind of just be a bit more smooth, and we won't have such a jumbled up grid of guys who got times on the sauce were getting beat by guys who were setting times on the inters, and yeah, so. Hopefully everything will be a bit more smooth and we can get this race going eventually.
Yeah, it's especially the guys who said that laps when DRS was enabled on the soft tires. Definitely saw that they lost a lot of time compared to the guys who were just in the interconditions on the inter tires. And yeah, of course we don't have any of that right now. We won't have any soft running at all. So yeah, it's just all inters, and I'm just gonna see who's going to start a lap first. I think I have no clue what team that is. Okay, that's both Williams. So Harry is out on track first. He's beaten Ryan Belshaw out of the gate. So we won't be on board with Ryan Belshaw if he does spin again. We will go on board with Harry, and yeah. Well, Maverick, you talked us through the first guy's lap earlier. Would you like to go for this one?
Yeah, I'll do it again. So, for the third time down the front straight, DRS very early, and start-finish line is now. So, there goes the timer. Crossing the pit exit line down into the first chicane, fourth gear, taking out the bollard. See you later. Now short shifting up into fifth gear, sixth gear, seventh gear. Will he reach eighth? He does just briefly, but now down in turn 3, turn 4. Doesn't abuse the curbs as much as I thought he might. Again, curbs are very slippery in the wet conditions now through turns 6 and 7. And leading on to the back straight. DRS will not be open in the wet conditions, as it is too dangerous to have lower downforce on the rear wing. Braking it just before the 50-meter board using all the curb, going into the main chicane. Shifting up the gears now into the second part of this straight. I think we should get rid of the chicane. Might lead to better racing. Anyway, through Scene's corner once again, and he does lift off just a little bit. Just making sure he does set a lap time. Now down in through turn 10. Gets it done, third sector. Now down into what I believe is turn 12. Now the slight right-hander of turn 13. A long left-hander that just never seems to end. And we're back onto the main straights. Second gear, runs over the curve a little bit, gets a bit of wheel spin. And that will definitely hurt the time. As he comes across the line, it is going to be a 42-1, and that should get beaten out, and it does just barely by Ryan Bellenshaw.
Oh, that's much better.
And there's a competitive lap time spent by Sven Diaz. So, time to beat now 41-3, and I think it's definitely beatable.
Yeah, I think it should be. We saw guys playing in 40s earlier. But yeah, it's hard to say just yet. Of course, not exactly the same conditions. and I've just seen from Jav in the chat, oh, as Letty goes first by 300ths of a second, it's going to rain in quali and in the race. So I'll clear your schedules for the next hour or two. We're going to be here a while. And yeah, well, the only benefit for the guys on track is that they can already get used to the wet conditions now for the race. And yeah, we'll see whether it'll be wet conditions or dry conditions. As Adri Lokdok, I'm gonna butcher every single one of these names, has put in a fast lap, and he's already a 10th and a bit quicker. So I'm just gonna follow him for the rest of this lap. Just going on to this straight, of course, as you said earlier, DRS isn't activated because it's too dangerous to drive with reduced downforce in the rain. Then going into this chicane, great overtaking opportunity, especially in the dry. The wet might not be the same because it's very difficult to follow, of course. As Harry goes slightly quicker at the top, less than 200ths of a second. It's extremely close at the top. Adri Look, that aim is he's still a 10th and a half up, nearly flat out through there, but not quite. As Ben Scott goes just behind his teammate, and United in Bosnia, the first person to get into the 40s. That's very impressive for him. He'll be very happy with that, and it looks like the raining conditions are suited to him.
Yeah, I think the rain definitely is the great equalizer when it comes to this racing, especially around this track. See if Adrian can beat Bosnia's time, and he does. Oh, just barely. This is a fight for pole position. I would gladly sit in the grandstands there, just in the soaking wet rain, to watch this.
Oh, absolutely! It just brings so much atmosphere, you know. Just you're just together in the rain. You're coping with it together as the crowd, and you're just watching these F1 cars getting pushed to the limit. And my God, he's up by 4 tenths. I'd love to keep following him, but that's just not fair compared to our other drivers. So we'll go on board with Jav, coming out of the final corner. Let's see what he can do. He's looking to go up into the P7, oh P9 nearly, and yeah, good lap from Jav. He'll be looking for more, and I think he's continuing for another lap. We won't be following him for that lap, unfortunately. Let's go on board with who hasn't invalidated. Lars. Let's go on board with Lars. He's purple in the second sector. I'm not quite sure whether that's accurate, as Ben Scott goes into first with a 40.8. Times are slowly coming down. I don't know whether that is to confidence or down to the weather conditions improving. Or what would you say?
I would say it's probably just the weather conditions and that dry line that the Inters just put out. I think it's starting to show a little bit more. And for some reason the battery doesn't last 2 laps to set an effective lap time the second time around, so I'm sure most of these times are probably on the first lap. And oh, Adri.
What the?
Wow.
I kind of think we should have kept on board with him for the lap, because just wow. Lars going into P2, but that's been completely been blown out the water by it. That is a stunning lap. That is very special indeed. 39.9. Wow.
I changed my my answer to your question. That's confidence in the track and in the car right there.
I mean, I'd argue it's both, but to be clear by 7/10 of a second, whilst everyone else is just sitting last, but not like Jav putting up 41.3. He's up to P7, but he's still more. He's more than a second. 1.4 tenths off Adri Lock. That's just stunning. Well, my only question is, do you think anyone can get anywhere near that? Well, right now I'm going to... Yeah, go on.
I think people can get near it. I don't think people can beat it. I think that's one of those, 1 in a million lap times that, only Adri can beat. So I'd expect Adri to go quicker once the dry line starts to form a little bit more. But man, that's I just like the last few lobbies we've had. I'm at a loss for words, just for how quick that lap was in these conditions.
I do think Ryan Belshaw has some good pace in him. He was nearly a second up after the second sector. Unfortunately, he hasn't validated, but I do think, as Flip goes for a spin in turn 1. Unfortunately, there's a lot of runoff, so he's been able to keep it out wall. Not sure whether I like that. And my button side likes it a lot, that you can't get damage, but yeah, it's a bit of an iffy one for me. And yeah, let's see, Svenos Dios, beautiful name by the way, is now on the lap. He's coming onto the straight. He's still a long way off his own time and a long way off Adriloc's time. Oh, Joseph 6/10 up here. Let's see what he was able to do in the final sector. Just going into third gear, short shifting up to fourth. Now it's 6th, 7th and 8th gear maybe before the line, and he does a 41 flat. And yeah, it's a very good lap, of course. It's just everything pales in comparison to that lap.
Yeah, I think now it's a battle for second on the grid and who's able to challenge Adri into the first corner. I think that's what everyone should be focusing on right now.
Yeah, and if the race is also wet, unless Adriloc makes a mistake, I don't think he'll be challenged. If this pace is to be believed.
Yeah, if Adri can get a clean start off the line, I mean, no wheel spin, no sideways, swinging the wheel one way or the other, I think Adri can easily pull maybe 2-3 seconds on the first lap.
Yeah, if he can just drive around with the confidence he has so far, it's shouldn't be hard for him as Swift goes into P10, improvement by 4 times per second, and up into the top 10. Of course, it doesn't matter as much as they'll have a free choice of tires if it is dry. Probably won't be, but yeah, he'll be happy with that. As Ryan Belshaw, he's 3/10 down on that lap there, and I'm not quite sure what's going on. Whether he's ruined his tires or he's lost confidence after that invalidation. It's, I don't think he's one of the only possible challenges to Adriloc.
Yeah, I would say so too. Brian's tires are 2 laps old, so he's gonna want to come in and bid a new set.
As United Bosnia,
he's gotta come in this lap too.
Yeah, probably. Unless he feels really confident in the lap he's doing right now. And by the way, United Bosnia feeling very comfortable in these conditions indeed. 5/10 off Adriloc but into P2. He'll be extremely pleased with that one. And Ryan Belshaw, nearly second up here again. And does he does, oh my god, does he keep that flat? I think he did. That's, wow, very impressive indeed. And coming through this long right hand there, 2 apexes nearly. And yeah, into this left hander again. I'd say about the same line in the dry as in the wet. Snap of oversteer there. Yeah, and I think that's the difference between Ryan and Adriloc. Adriloc is just extremely confident in these conditions, absolutely flawless from what we saw. Gets a lot of curve there. It's what you see some drivers doing in real life, of course. And what is he able to do? 39.40. Yeah, I think that oversteer moment cost him a lot there. I think he would have been up there with Lars Noppmann at United Bosnia, but still, it's I said he might be able to challenge Adriloc. It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody will. I mean, Bosnia was only able to scrape just inside 6/10, so it's going to be a tall order for anybody to get near Adri, but I think Adri's got this in the bag, especially if he can, put out a better lap here.
Well, his current lap isn't fast enough, unfortunately. for him. Let's go on board with Stephen Roebuck. He's looking to be on a very quick lap himself, and he gets into the 40s to go P6, and that's from 2-lap old tires. That's a good lap for him. Very good stuff. I'm just in the meantime, I'm gonna take a look at the D5 standings. Yeah, Stephen Roebuck is in.
Ooh, hold on, Ibo's out.
Oh, Ibo, where has he done that?
He's crashed at the chicane.
Yeah, he must have lost out on traction. It's a tricky traction zone, of course, in the dry, but even more in the wet. And they must have just lit up the race on one round. Let me see. Larsen Nogwat, after picking up the win in Singapore, is leading the championship ahead of Stephen Roebuck and Flip Namsram. And Adrilo is all the way down in P9 in the championship. This will do him a lot of good if he can retain this position. And yeah, who's to say he can't? Someone will have to pull out a very special lap to get near him. Oh, Jav losing the rear there. Oh, that's just unfortunate to see. Aleti right now at 10.5 up on his lap. He's unfortunately we can't see how much time is left because there are yellow flags everywhere around this track. So some are down to people spinning, some are down to people letting other people through. It's yeah, not ideal that we can't see the session timer, but that's fine. Aleti comes across the line to set a 40.6. Oh, he massive improvement in the final sector by 5/10 nearly. Maybe even more than that actually. And he goes up into B3. Very impressive stuff. And yeah, he's looking good for the race as it stands.
Yeah, I've been watching Adrian on this lap. He made a little bit of a mistake going through that right and left-hander before the straight. So I don't know how much he's going to be up or down on his time, but he seemed to keep it pretty well through the double right-hander here. We'll see what the sector split is. Oh, he's already passed the third sector. Oops. Yeah. I was like, wait, it should be coming out soon. Hold on.
Oh, that's very wide there.
Yeah, it's not going to lead to the best entrance and exit into the final corner. That's going to be time lost heavily. And yeah, he's already in the 40s on his lap time. That was 5/10 slower, so...
And the funny thing is, that lap would have still put him P1.
Oh no. Let's see if he goes again, though. He should.
I do think he has. Let's see, is anyone finishing their lap right now? Let me just scroll through. Joseph is, but he's invalidated, unfortunately. Ben is second sector. Harry's getting towards the end of the lap.
Yeah, I think he's the next one.
Gets onto the curb, but that shouldn't lose him too much. 37, 39, 40. That's a really good lap from him.
Ooh.
Great final sector.
I mean, for 4-lap old inters, that's a great lap there.
Yeah, that's a stunning lap. And who's next to come across the line? I think it's one of the Red Bulls. Yeah, it's Flip. Getting close to Adrilock, I'd say. Oh, he does!
Oh, he beat it!
Oh! The Adrilock is improving. Let's see whether he can pull out a rabbit out the hat. No, he can't. Oh, he's made a mistake somewhere. Flip has stolen it. Unless someone else can get anywhere near that. United Bosnia has shown great pace so far. Can he get anywhere near improving? No, he's 2/10 down. Lars, what can Lars
coming through the final corner.
37, 38. I don't think this is enough. No, Lars doesn't have enough for that. He goes into P4. Good lap for him. Then one of the Aston Martins, that's Jav, only improves slightly, not in position unfortunately. And the next person, who's the next person? Is that, yeah, that's Adrilock, and he comes into the pits. It's been snapped up right in front of his nose, and it's he'll be absolutely live over that. But Flip must be buzzing. United Bosnia, what can he do? Coming out of the final corner, a bit of wheel spin into the 40s. Oh, he couldn't improve, unfortunately. I think the first sector really ruined his lap there. But yeah, that's really impressive. I'd say Flip, Out of Luck, and maybe Harry in a class of their own in this qualifying session. Especially Out of Luck setting his laps so early on, but he couldn't improve, unfortunately, and that means one and only Flip Namsram, apparently the Dutchie with great internet, is on pole position.
Man,
wow.
600ths of a second to take pole position. That's insane.
But yeah, let's just quickly go through the order. Flip Namsram in pole position, Out of Luck in second, Harry F third, Lars Nogwat fourth, United Bosnia fifth, Joseph in sixth, Aledi in seventh, Ryan Belshaw in eighth, Ben Scott in 9th, Stephen Roebuck 87 in 10th, Jav 11th, Svenos Dios in 12th, Swib in 13th, Serial Killer 14th, Emperor 15th, Franzo 16th, Perikje in 17th, 18th was Sir Erbo, and P19, I'm really sorry, I think that's Marcy, if my memory serves me correctly. I'm not sure.
I think that was the only name you didn't say there, so we'll give it the the benefit of the doubt.
And well, they said rain. This doesn't look like rain just yet to me. This could be a strategy, very complex strategy tonight if it does rain at some point. Because which tires do you start on? Do you want to keep track position? How important is track position for you? Do you want to play the long game, the short game? Just get ahead as quick as you can and just hope that rain comes down as quickly as possible. What would you do, Maverick?
I mean, it all depends on when the rain's coming, but it doesn't seem like the rain's going to be coming within the first 10 laps because everybody's on mediums except for Flip Nazaram, and Marcy there at the bottom. So the rain's probably not coming very early, but I mean, even if Java is lying to us and there is no rain, the medium hard is the better strategy to be on. So yeah, it's going to be interesting as you already have some disqualifications.
Yeah, just two people, unfortunately, not being too careful on the formation lap. And yeah, interesting stuff. Like, nearly everyone is on mediums except for Emperor Rob, Flip Namsram, and Marcy, who have all gone for a different strategy. Two guys at opposite ends have both gone for the soft tires, whilst Emperor Rob has gone for the hard tires. That would, as you said, that would suggest that we could expect rain some points in the middle of this race. I'd say around the halfway point. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what this means for the rest of the race. Of course, the predicted pit stop strategy is the medium to hard, or a very wild strategy from medium, soft, and then to hard. Yeah, it's a weird one. We can only time will tell to see what the best strategy was.
Yeah, I think the two people that are really going to have a rough time with this is going to be Flip. He's starting on the softs. They go off within 5 laps. I mean, he's going to be struggling, and it wouldn't surprise me if Adri, Harry, Lars, those guys, if they get past him even before then, just for how bad the softs are. And the second person is going to be Emperor Robbie. Starting on the hards, those tires, they're going to be about 150, 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't know what it is in Celsius. You can do it yourself. But the tires, they're going to be ice cold. So it's going to be interesting to see how good he gets off the line. But everyone's doing their little jumps into position. We're ready to go.
As it says, Marcy is in lead. That, of course, isn't right. 3, 4, 5 lights. And Flip will have to get away well to keep the leader, and it's lights out and away we go, and he does get an extremely good start. Adrian just trying to keep position in behind. Harry is already past him. United Bosnia is already going down the inside of Harry. Does he break latest? No, Harry goes around the outside. Adrian, oh, it's 2-3 wide there, and Adrian has had a very poor start from P2 to P5, already down in the first two corners. Has anything else happening behind that? Have you seen?
All I saw was a lady got spun around by a Mercedes. It looked like into the apex of the first corner, but I mean, it's 3 wide into the first corner, lap 1. It's never going to work. But now begins the DRS train that is the La Castellet circuit.
Yeah, and of course we have to pick up on Marcy's fantastic start already from P19 up to P12, making use of those tires. And is that Ben Scott passing Jav? I think it is. Jav trying to switch back. Ooh, very close here. Ooh. Jav on that ERS, pulling into the slipstream of Ben Scott now. Side by side, going into this corner. Very difficult corner to go side by side. They eventually decide to bet over it. Ooh, Jav takes more speed for that corner. Tries to go down the inside here. No, Ben Scott just cuts him off. Jav looking for the cutback, but unfortunately no. And Joseph just defending against Swift here. But Swift Hamilton's on for now. Oh, and who's that spun round?
Actually, H's round.
Ah, that's so unfortunate. After that stunning qualifying, he's down into P14 after spinning lap 1. And oh, who's that? Lars
is in the pits.
He must have damage because there's no other reason he'd go into the pits now.
Marcy's in the pits too.
Marcy and Lars, yeah, Lars has damage, and I'd be inclined to say Marcy has it as well, because a lap 1 pit stop is very old indeed, and yeah, he does have a front wing change, unfortunately. And Flip has already pulled out 1.5 seconds, but he did that all in sector 1 on lap 1. And right now Harry is just keeping pace with him, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, I said about lap 3 or 4 the mediums will probably be about the same pace as the softs, and we're seeing it now. But I think Flip's done all he can on these tires. It's just pull out as much of a gap as you can. But Harry will definitely be within DRS going on to lap 3 when it finally gets enabled, for sure.
I'm not so sure about that personally. I'd say Flip has... I didn't look at it earlier, but Flip has 30% more ERS than Harry has right now, and Harry has had to burn a lot to stay within 1.6 seconds of Flip. I'd say Flip is in driving seat right now, quite literally, and no pun intended. Yeah, let's just see in behind. Let's see who's gained the most positions. Jav having a very good start, same as Swift, same as Serial Killer. Oh, picking up 5 positions. Of course, Adi Luck has had a very poor start himself, losing 10 position, and Aleti as well. Didn't you say he got spun around on lap 1?
Yeah, he went up the inside of a Mercedes into turn 1, but right now Joseph fighting Jav for P6. Trying to find a way, switches to the inside.
Not quite yet.
Jav up in the space.
Ooh. Yeah, that's.
It just wasn't a commitment there.
Yeah, of course it's very hard to really make it out from there, as it's not a heavy braking zone, which you can use to make those massive dives, of course. And yeah, Harry is burning a lot of ERS to try to get close to Flip. Flip is just chilling on 75%, whilst Harry's already down to 20%. And United Bosnia on 75%, doing extremely well for himself, and he's looking very good in all honesty.
I think he's in a pretty good position there, sitting in P3.
Oh, as further down, Suenos Dios. Oh, Jav battling with Joseph, trying to get past here, and he can't quite make the move for now. Let's look further behind. Swift unfortunately not getting past Suenos Dios either. And yeah, there's a big gap between Adrilok and Ledi, and I'd say it's quite a big train all the way from Ben Scott to maybe Steven Roebuck or Adrilok, and yeah, then you've got the top 4 at the front, really going for it. And United Bosnia down the inside here. Harry keeping it around the outside, still side by side for air. Ryan Belshaw looking in behind, seeing if he can capitalise. He's side by side with United Bosnia now, and I think the Williams team has done that perfectly. Have they? Yeah, they have. It's a 2-3 for Williams.
That was brilliant by the Williams guys there to work together. That was pretty neat, if I do say so myself.
That was incredible stuff indeed, and United Bosnia really on his ERS, doesn't quite go for the move now. Ryan Belshaw is really using his ERS, so it's just down the inside here. Does he have that move? Yes, he does. Very well done from Ryan Belshaw. Look at the amount of time that has lost of this. Yeah, they're 2.5 seconds behind Flip right now, and Flip has more ERS as well. Tires will be going off at this point. I'd say the mediums have already come into play and might even be the quicker tire right now, but Flip has clean air, no one to battle with, and he can just race his own race.
Yeah, I think Flip will have control right now.
He makes a mistake.
Oh,
there.
It's off. Whoa.
Yeah,
that should be a warning too.
Could be, but maybe he backed up slightly before coming back on track. It's the game is an iffy. It's a bit of a grey area as to when you get the penalty and when you won't. Both are using a lot of ERS. Harry trying to go past Ryan Belshaw again, side by side, and Harry's got in that position back. And the only thing United Bosnia can do right now is just look at how the Williams boys are trading positions. Is that Suarez Diaz round? I think it is. Yeah, I don't know quite what happened on the exit. Looks to be on the exit of turn 2. Not quite sure what happened there or who he might have had contact with. And Jav has lost a lot of positions as well. I'm not quite sure what happened to him either. And yet again, the Williams guys at the top have traded positions because why not? And United Bosnia wants to get in on the action, and he's going past Harry for now. Down the inside here, side by side. Ooh, Harry trying to keep it around the outside, and not quite gets squeezed out of room. Yeah, that's United Bosnia's position for now. His ERS situation is looking fairly decent, quite healthy. Goes a bit wide there, but only to take a late effect and get a good exit out of the corner. Yeah, I'd say his race pace is looking very good here.
Yeah, he's got nearly triple the amount of ERS that both the Williams have, so he's in a better position in terms of the ERS, and he's now ahead of Harry. Ryan doesn't have the ERS, so he'll definitely be able to close the gap in there as he just goes deep into turn 1. A little bit slow in the traction. Harry might have him.
I don't think
back here into turn 3.
The smartest move. Yeah, doesn't quite go for it. And United Bosnia just needs to keep it clean. Make sure he's close enough to Ryan to make sure that he doesn't get passed by Harry in behind. And yeah, it looks like he's done that. He's pulled away a healthy margin to Harry, so he shouldn't be on the pressure. And yeah, it's just United Bosnia following Ryan and Flip. His tires must be going off right now, but it's still happy days for him. He's 2.5 seconds in the lead on dying softs. It's all about hanging on for him for now.
Yeah, I'd expect Flip to hit either this lap or next lap. I don't really think he can go much farther on these tires. But he's managed to keep the gap, just about 2.5, 2.6 seconds. So if he thinks that he can keep this gap up for another lap or two, I wouldn't see why he wouldn't stay out a little bit longer, maybe.
Yeah, I'd say if the wear allows him to go for it, so I'd personally go for it, because why not? It's he's in a good position for now. The guys in behind, I'm not quite sure what strategy they'll be on, but they're burning through their ERS as much as they can. And United Bosnia trying to go around the outsider, doesn't quite go for it. Ryan really squeezes him towards the outsider. Flip picks up a penalty.
Oh, that's killer.
That of course, France is notorious for being easy to pick up penalties, but that's still not great for Flip, and that's great news for the guys in behind. But yeah, if you were...
if Bosnia can get the move done, he's not closing in as much as I thought he would with DRS. It's interesting, but he's closed in just a little bit more here. Let's see if he sends it. Nope. Holds back.
Very very collected right now. He's not rushing anything. He's just taking it one step at a time, and I think he might just be happy going for a podium, in honesty, because he's not been in this position quite often, and just to get a podium for him would be a great result anyway. Maybe a win wouldn't be too bad for him either. But as I'm seeing quite a bit of movements down the field, I think Aletti's just made a move past Steven Robach. Oh, and that's Adrian round. Oh, again. Oh, he does not like that corner one bit, and Jav picks up a penalty. Oh, Jav's race just going from bad to worse, as he does get past Agilok. Oh, Agilok, yeah, his tyres are absolutely finished right now. I'd personally recommend pitting, but he doesn't. Okay, you just have to stick out on tyres that are, well, in the range of being hot enough for an oven. Yeah, Flip is he's really struggling on these tires right now. I'm not sure whether it's the tire temperatures that are ruining him right now, or just the tire wear itself, but he's not enjoying life, and you can tell. Now to Bosnia, still on the back of Ryan Belcher. Ryan Belcher derating, using all of the ERS he has, and to Bosnia is just going to let him use all the ERS. He's got no rush. He's living life right now, and yeah, why wouldn't he? As he maybe
Flip lost nearly a second there on that lap, so the gap's going down. So I'd say he's probably going to pit now, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I personally try to stretch it as long as you can, unless you feel like you're either going to crash or lose so much time that it's just not beneficial anymore to stay out one more lap. And let's see what he does. He stays out for one more lap. It's an interesting one. What tires do you think he'll go for when he does pit?
He stayed out this long. Ooh. He'll definitely go for the hards. Because Bosnia got past Ryan there.
Yeah, just the one stop to hards, or do you think he might risk it completely and go for the mediums?
If Flip's smart, he'll definitely go to the hards. Because they definitely can go to the end here. I don't see the advantage of going to a two-stop now. I just don't.
Oh, and Ryan Belcher really close onto the back of United Bosnia yet again. United Bosnia going towards the inside, but it's no use because Ryan Belcher has made the move very easily indeed, and yeah, now he's the one at the head of the pack pursuing Flip, and yeah, just losing 2/10 there through that chicane alone. It's surely the time that Flip's going to come into the pits to change those tires, because they are done. And Svenos Dios is fighting with Aletti. Oh, Aletti trying to go down the inside here. Thinks better of it. Yeah, it doesn't go for it right now. And does Flip decide to go into the pits? Yes, he does. Finally going into the pits for fresh set of boots. Oh, does that perfectly, the pit entry. Just about does on speed, and yeah, this has unleashed Flip, not Flip, Ryan and United Bosnia. United Bosnia trying to go around the outside here. Will he make the move stick? Yes, he just about does. Brakes right on time and makes the corner perfectly there. And yeah, he's just going to try and make sure Flip doesn't get too much of an undercut. Of course, he has that penalty, but if his pace is good enough, he'll be able to pull away that 3-second gap anyway.
Yeah, he came out in somewhat clean air. He's got about, what was that, 4.5 seconds to job, so he can definitely push on these tires. He went on the medium, so it's going to be interesting to see what he can do from here.
Yeah, I'd say with the amount of time he went on a soft tire, he might just try to go for a one stop with the mediums. It's ambitious, but why not? He had somewhat okay pace towards the end of the soft stint. Not brilliant, of course, but if you can make sure the mediums last quite some time as well. Who's to say he won't just do the one stop on the mediums, as ahead of Jav there's a lot of clean air, so if you can just dispatch Jav as quickly and easily as possible without losing too much time, it's looking like a very, very good strategy for Flip.
Well, Jav's off.
I think he must have some form of damage somewhere, maybe floor damage, or as they're going side by side there. Ooh, Jav going very deep indeed, and Flip just drives clean around the outside of Jav. Jav surely has some form of damage somewhere, because yeah, it's just oversteer galore for him. On the steer galore, sorry.
His left side end plate was.
Oh, he's retiring in pits, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was his left side end plate on his front wing was gone.
Yeah, that explains it. And yeah, just Ben Scott, by the way, has gotten a lot closer to Harry and the group of Ryan actually. And yeah, it's just Ryan leading United Bosnia. So at some point he's gone ahead of him again. And no, United Bosnia just staying in behind, not rushing anything. And yeah, I think it's gonna stay like this unless Ryan makes a massive mistake. And yeah, of course, Flip right now is loving life. He might have made a mistake somewhere actually, because he's not gained that much time on Swift just yet. Oh, I think that's a cut as well. Let's just check up on the penalties. He only has 3 seconds, so that's good for now. And oh yeah, he's taken a lot of time out of Swift in just that chicane alone. And just gonna look at the YouTube chat real quick.
Oh, Ryan's in.
Ryan is in already. Okay, those guys must go onto the hard tires then. They don't think they can do the medium soft strategy. Oh, okay. Jav is saying in the chat that he isn't driving with reduced damage and no strict corner cutting. Is there any way for you to check that, Maverick?
I should be able to. Car damage is on standard, so is the damage rate.
Okay.
Collisions are on surface and carcass tire temperatures, so that's normal. Corner cutting is on strict. Safety car is on reduced. Parc ferme is on. Rules and flags are on, so I mean everything seems normal to me.
Yeah, I mean it seems normal for us, but I wouldn't put it past this game to have different settings for everyone in the lobby. I've seen it happen before, so it wouldn't surprise me if it happens again. Anyway, United Bosnia taking really weird lines, inviting Harry to go for that dive, nearly a Hamilton Albon situation in Brazil 2019. And is United Bosnia going into the pits? Yes, he is, and Harry does follow him. So they won't pick up penalties here. Yeah, they don't. That's all good. Taking it very cautious into the pit, but better to take it cautiously than pick up a 5-second penalty. And that's someone round.
I think it was Ibo.
I think it might have been Emperor personally. But anyway, if we look in behind, Flip coming out in clean air. Let's see where United Bosnia comes out. He comes out quite some way behind Ryan here. Maybe 2.5 seconds nearly, and that's even with cold tires now. That's very impressive from Ryan, and he must have pushed all of the ERS he had out of that car, and Yeah, the only thing he has to do now is try to get anywhere near Flip's pace, but with the pace Flip has right now, he's looking like the favorite to win this race, even with penalty.
Yeah, I'm starting to think maybe Bosnia got held up in the pits by someone.
Oh yeah, Harry. I don't know how far Harry was behind coming into the pits, because of course the Williams pit box is behind the Alfa Romeo pit box, but I think they were only like the second half apart, so it shouldn't have held him. So either United Bosnia has been held, or Ryan has just put in a very good outlap. Let me see. Yeah, Flip is taking a good amount of time out of Ryan, so he's just extending that gap slowly but surely. And yeah, in behind Larson Nochlot, he's been on these tires for a long time, so he's just fighting the likes of Harry and Joseph right now. And yeah, unfortunately, after having a pretty good qualifying, as United Bosnia picks up a penalty as well. After having a good qualifying, Lars is just a bit of a moving chicane right now for the drivers who have already pit in line.
Yeah, I'm surprised he stayed out this long. I mean, I don't think there's much to gain by extending these tires. I mean, the hards will go to the end now. I mean, half the field is on him, so I think he should have just pitted when everybody else did, because he's just going to lose positions in time as Joseph's trying to make a move now.
As there's a yellow flag for who? Is that for? Oh, that's for Ibo. Yeah, apparently Jav drove into the wall or into a barrier to test the damage, and he said there's no way it's standard, so must be different things for everyone else. It's wouldn't put it past Codemasters in honesty. But anyway, looking at the situation as it is right now, who would you say is favorite to pick up the race win?
Well, now that my pick about 2 minutes ago was going to be Bosnia, but he picked up the penalty, and it doesn't seem like he's closing in on Ryan. So I would either say Flip or Ryan, depending on if Ryan can catch up. But I don't know. It all just depends on if Flip's mediums go off.
Yeah, I'd say it's all about Ryan just trying to drive as fast as he can right now, and I just hope that Flip runs out of tires come the end, because otherwise there is no way for Ryan to get this race win, unless of course Flip picks up another penalty, which would mean the end of his race winning contentions, I'd say, as Joseph gets past Harry here, which is very impressive stuff for him. Could Harry come back at him here? It doesn't look like it. He's looking towards the inside, but backs off there, and that's Joseph into P5. And yeah, just...
Oh, Harry. Oh, man.
And that's
I was just about to say he's going to try to fight back here going into turn 12, but he got on the curb and lost it.
Yeah, that's one thing with this track. The curbs can be absolutely deadly if you use them the wrong way. And yeah, that's unfortunately just the gist of this track. It's it will try to eat you alive at every single opportunity you give it. And if we're picking up a 10-second time penalty, I don't know quite what corner he cut or just completely ignored. Joseph just messing up massively, I think, there, or something happened, but he's lost 2 positions to Aleti. No, he's lost 2 positions to Harry F and Svenos Dios, and he's now on a prep from Aleti. as Sven Steelers looks extremely close to Harry, and he nicks that position quite easily. And yeah, he'll be trying to chase after Ben Scott, who's done really well for himself to get up into P4 again. And yeah, I'd say he's in the net P3 as well. By the way, United Bosnia has caught Ryan Belshaw by a second over the last couple of laps, as Letty gets past Joseph here. Oh, Joseph getting absolutely wild there through Signe. I'm not quite sure what that corner is called. The flat right hander was trying to follow Letty, and yeah, that's it looks like he's struggling with his car, especially after that moment he had earlier. And I don't know whether the tires have slightly overheated or he's just not happy with the balance on them right now, but it's not looking good for him. As Flip taking out that second penalty, he's looking. I'm not sure. His pace is good enough to win right now, but that's only if he can maintain his pace. And with that tire drop off, it's only a matter of time before those hearts start becoming faster again. And I'd say the only thing that can save Flip right now is either magnificent tire wear management, or United Bosnia starts fighting with Ryan Belshaw.
Yeah, Ryan, he's only got to gain a second and a 10th to get within that race-winning distance of 6 seconds. So it's going to be interesting for these last 10 laps. But like you said, if Bosnia can catch Ryan, get within DRS and start fighting him, I think Flip might just manage the gap. But I don't know. You can't predict these things.
Yeah, right now Flip is still extending that gap by a good amount, and of course Ryan could always pick up a penalty, but United is looking to have very solid pace here, and he's already into Ryan's DRS. He's I'd say if United Bosnia can keep up this pace, he probably won't get the win, but he could ruin Ryan's chances of getting that win.
Yeah, that might be the play for Bosnia. Is maybe, obviously Bosnia's not going to win this race. Unless something dramatic happens, I don't see him winning this race. As Ben Scott picks up a penalty, that ruined his chances as well. So maybe just hurting Ryan enough to where he doesn't win this race could be the play, and maybe keep the points gap between those two down. I don't exactly know where they are in the championship, so.
Let me just see what the situation is in D5. Which two drivers were you talking about again?
Bosnia and Ryan.
Ryan is currently P4 in the standings, having taken 2 podiums in the first 2 races, including the win at Bahrain. But after that, only getting a 6 points in Silverstone and 2 DNSs in Spain and Singapore. So he'll be trying to get his season back on track, and right now he's doing fairly well at doing that. He's in the net P2, trying to hunt down Flip, but Flip's race pace is looking very solid now. Although Flip is down to 6% ERS, he's derating, so that could hurt him at some point. And United Bosnia is only on 5 points and he's 16th in the standings, so this result would be absolutely incredible for him.
Yeah, you mentioned Flip has no ERS, and that showed in the gap. I mean, he's pulled out another second in just a little bit there ahead of Ryan, so I think he realizes I have to extend the gap now while my tires are okay, and then just hope that it doesn't fall off as much as you might think it would. So where he might lose this race on these penalties. So it's a smart play, but is it gonna work? That's the biggest question right now. As Sven gets past Ben Scott, that was really close, going into the turning point for that chicane.
Yeah. Well, it's I'm not sure. I don't think Ryan has any opportunity at getting this win anymore, and unless Flip picks up another penalty. Yeah, who do you think is most likely to? Oh, never mind.
Oh,
Flip.
he is two stopping.
He is two stopping indeed. He went really long on the softs then. He's only gone 1 or 2 laps longer on the mediums than he's gone on the softs. He's doing a soft mediums. Okay, this throws the race completely on its head. It's yeah, it's Ryan Belshaw's race to lose. Ooh, as United Bosnia is right up the rear of him. Has a lot more ERS, a much better race pace, I'd say as well. And ooh, he's looking at every opportunity he can get, and yeah, it's this from a P2, a net P2 to a
Oh, Joseph.
oh, okay. Wait, where's that happen? It's happened in the pits.
He's in the pit lane.
He's retired in the pits. Okay. And United Bosnia. Ooh, Ryan Belshaw moving very late on in there, and United Belshaw trying to go around the outside here. Side by side still, and Ryan Belshaw keeps the position for now. Good defensive driving there. Very late moves though. Oh, still another late move from Ryan Belshaw. That is right on the limit of clean racing, or too much. United Bosnia gets a position for now, but I don't think he'll be too happy with the racecraft that Ryan has shown in their battle.
I think right now what Ryan's got to do is just you're gonna get him on penalties. So just stick behind him. I mean, it's plain and simple. Don't risk, cutting another corner because you're going side by side into, turn 1, turn 7, wherever. Because Ryan is on 2 warnings. I just checked that, so it's he's on his last rope here. So we'll see how he handles this.
He is using ERS though. I wouldn't personally use as much ERS as he has because it just means he's constantly derating, and it's just hurting him down every single bit of straights. That it just has that reduced engine power, which is hurting him. Oh, Ben Scott, what? Oh,
ooh.
I think he had contact with Suenos Diaz because Suenos Diaz was run as well. Okay, well, Ben Scott from doing very well for himself in position he was in to, well, the current position, which is a DNF. That's just blown me away a little bit, I'd say. It's okay. Well, that is two less cars Flip needs to get past to get back onto the podium, and yeah, he's really making use. Oh. I was saying he's making good use of that grip that the soft tires have allowed him to have, but making that massive mistake out of the chicane there. Not quite putting it into the wall, of course, but yeah, that he won't want to do that more often, either for his heart rate or for his tires. And yeah, it's yeah, just looking towards the front. United Bosnia taking really wide lines, and yeah, I'd say Ryan Belshaw is looking rather comfortable here, trying to go down the inside. Oh, and he makes the move stick, and United Bosnia to me has shown a bit better race pace as Flip gets a faster lap even with that mistake. United Bosnia has shown to me that he has slightly better race pace, or maybe early on this stint he had, but right now he seems to be struggling with keeping close to Ryan Belshaw. It's a bit of a weird one to me.
Yeah, I think Ryan's trying to prove himself here and win it out on track. I mean, I used to say winning it on track is better than winning it on penalties, because it feels like a win. It feels more like a win, I should say. But I think for Ryan's case, if Bosnia gets past him once again, I think just let him go, stick in the DRS. But for Bosnia's sake as well, he can also be thinking, I have these penalties, and I got past him once, couldn't pull away. I think I should just settle for second. I think what should be an option running through his mind right now.
Yeah, but I don't. Unless they make contact, I don't think there's much to lose for United Bosnia because he's far clear of Aleti anyway. 3 seconds if you count in the penalties, and yeah, I think all he's trying to do is just force Ryan Belshaw into making that mistake and getting that penalty. So it's a fair fight for the lead, or yeah, it's a fair fight for the lead, so to speak.
Yeah, that's one thing I always tried to do was if I had a penalty and the guy ahead of me that I was battling for, whether it was just a win or a single point, I would try to get as close as I can, force him into that error that gets him just a little bit loose to me. I can sneak past him or distract him a little bit even so he runs wide or cuts a corner. It's a brilliant, brilliant tactic to use, but I think Bosnia is probably going to send a lunge down. He pulls to the inside. He lets him go. He's not taking the chances.
I've got to say, I personally do understand it, as we've completely missed Flip's progress so far. He's coming past Serial Killer and Harry. He's really making use of that soft tire grip advantage, and yeah, United Bosnia really trying to get close to Ryan right now. Doesn't quite get there. Of course, we've got Sarajevo in there as well. Just ghosting through both of the cars as he's a lapped car. And yeah, it's yeah, the only thing United Bosnia can do right now is just try to force Ryan Belshaw into that mistake that gives him the penalty. It's the only thing he can hope for. He doesn't even try to go for it there. I do understand.
They're playing mind games right now. This is crazy.
P5 mind games. Never would have thought to see it.
So I just checked. Bosnia has 1 warning. So he has his penalty, and then he has 1 warning. So
okay, yep.
He can afford a little cut or a little extension. A little cheeky move, but. Puts him 1 away from another penalty. And with Aleti closing in, he's near that 6-second mark. I don't think Bosnia can afford it. Flip's going to try to get better traction now out of the chicane. Just right on the back of Aleti, nearly pushing a little bump drafting, as they say in NASCAR, but Flip cuts the corner again. That might be another warning, but he gets up the inside of Aleti. He's going to let him by. Saying, I cut the corner, you can take the position, but I'll just get you back right here, right now. So, yeah, it's also slowed them down a little bit. Aleti was near that 6-second mark to Bosnia, but now they're 6.8 behind, so not only is it hurting Aleti's chances in case Bosnia gets another penalty, it's hurting Flip's chances as well to pull that 6-second gap from Aleti as well. I don't know how smart that was, but we'll see if it pays out in the end. 3 laps remain here in France, and it's over.
Yeah. Yeah, Flip has just messed it up with that final penalty. I don't think he could have pulled enough of a gap to the guys behind anyway, but it would have been nice for him to do.
Yeah, I mean, with 9 seconds, he would have to pass Bosnia and Bellin, Shaw, and pull 2-3 seconds ahead of those guys. So, yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's a very interesting race indeed. It's all the start was about who's got the best pace or who has the most ERS, and then it's turned over a bit to strategy. Oh, United Bosnia trying to go for the move here. No, backs out of it. Just wants to keep his front wing in check, and yeah, fully understandable, of course, when you're on course for your first podium of the season so far. And yeah, it's gone from strategy to from ERS to strategy to pace to now penalties, and ultimately penalties is probably what is going to win Ryan Belshaw this race. Of course we can't say that he's driven poorly, because he's driven very well indeed. But he's been the only one who's kept it clean enough to not pick up any penalties, and eventually that should reward him at the end of the race. Oh, Ryan Belshaw getting a bit of a moment there out of that corner. And yeah, it's already the penultimate lap. Without the rain, it's actually going by pretty quickly. United Bosnia now on his ERS. Oh, Ryan Belshaw with a very late move. Yeah, but United Bosnia getting past for now. Yeah, he's finally managed to get past. And Ryan Belshaw, I've also found when you're following a car, it's a lot easier to pick up a warning or two. So maybe that's what United Bosnia is trying to do right now. It's, if I was in Ryan Belshaw's position, I'd take it very cautiously indeed. But of course, you can always try to win it on track. It's whatever you'd like to do yourself. If you just keep it clean enough to actually pick up the win at the end.
Yeah, I think if Ryan sticks with Bosnia here and gets through at that backstretch chicane, I think he'll probably just kind of. I don't think Bosnia will fight it back, as he almost just sends it into the rear wing there. Going into the final corner. But yeah, final lap 27 of 27. He might even go for the move into turn 1.
That's a very ambitious move, and he goes for it. You know,
they touched wheels.
Oh, not quite yet. It's a very early move. I wouldn't. Well, if the penalty situation wasn't there, I wouldn't have gone for it in turn 1. I would have waited for a long back straight in sector 2 and 3. But he's gone for it there already. United Bosnia has a very decent amount of ERS, and let's just completely ignore the penalty as if this is a last lap battle for the win. United Bosnia on his ERS, taking the white line through there. Then in the slipstream of Ryan Belshaw. Ryan Belshaw pushing every single bit of ERS out of that car. Moves late, tries to force United Bosnia all the way towards the inside. Ryan Belshaw breaks very late. United Bosnia has the inside for now and has the position. But will United Bosnia be able to get the position for now? Yeah, it looks like he has, because Ryan Belshaw has a bit of a poor exit there, and United Bosnia will win this race on track. But Ryan Bosnia looks to be the winner with after penalties are accounted for. Filip Namsram getting pulling out of that DRS window of Aleti, but with those penalties, it's those penalties have cost him massively this race, unfortunately. But anyway, United Bosnia coming through the final corner, coming onto the last straight, but Ryan Belshaw is going to be the one to pick up the win today, and picking up his second win of the season, getting his season back on track, and maybe even trying to challenge for the title with his championship rivals down in P10 and P11 even fighting out on track right now. And yeah, United Bosnia picking up second position, first podium of the season, really well done to him. And the Ferrari man Aleti in P3, very well done to him. And yeah, that was this race. Filip Namsram just missing out on P5 by a 10th to Serial Killer. Looking in behind, does Steven Roebuck have a puncture or something? No, he's just going very slowly. Or maybe he's run out of fuel.
Yeah, I think he's out of gas.
Oh.
I think Evo was the same thing too, because there's a yellow flag for him.
Oh yeah. Oh wow, that must really sting. Oh.
He's gonna pick up the last point though.
Yeah, that's even more than that.
Oh.
Frento.
Bonus.
Big old 2 points. Let me just see who's gotten the fastest lap. I can't see it there. It's Larsen Nochwat, so he'll be getting 5 points, I think, instead of. Wait, no, that's not right. He'll be getting 4 points. And yeah, we're just waiting for the final people to come through here. Emperor Rob across the line for P15, if I'm correct. And yeah, that was it. Let's see who driver of the day is according to the game. Marcy. I'm honestly not sure where he finished. He had a great start on lap 1, and after that I didn't see him really. But anyway, here come the drivers out onto the podium, and yeah, that's that's a win for Ryan Belshaw again on the podium, celebrating there with his beautiful trophy. He's definitely taking that one home, along with the champagne bottle. And yeah, I'm gonna go over to you, Maverick. What was your opinion on the race?
Other than it taking about 3 hours to do, it was a good race. It had its moments. I kind of wish the field wasn't spread out as much as it was towards the middle of the race, but and you know, penalties getting in the way of battles for the wins never really helps. But I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, and as we're just going to go through the final race order, of course not official yet, because the Stewart report still has come out. Ryan winning here in France, ahead of United Bosnia, Aleti, Harry F, Serial Killer, Flip Namsram, Svenos Dios, Swip, Marcy, Lars Nochot, Steven Roebuck, Frento, Adrie Lok after getting a really poor start on first on that spin, P. Rikje, Emperor Rob, Sir Ebo, Ben Scott, Joseph and Jav. Ben Scott, Joseph and Jav, all three retiring from the race unfortunately. And yeah, do you want to maybe invite the podium finishers into the party?
Yeah, they all want to get into this, so hopefully maybe we can get some trash talk out of these guys. I always like that part of it, but we'll get those guys in. I don't have any of them on my friends list, so it's going to be interesting to see if there we go.
Yes, and we're just waiting for a few of these drivers to start entering the party now. And yeah, if you don't mind, Maverick, could you maybe do the podium interviews?
Sure, I will do the best I can.
We've seen Aleti here now. We're just waiting for Ryan and United Bosnia. If they can't join, that's also fine. Just if you could please let us know. Well, anyway, as we've got Aleti in here right now, we might as well start with him.
Okay, hi.
Hi. Yeah, Brock. He's all yours.
So, we'll go and start off with this. Just what was your expectations going into today's race, and then just what was your feelings at the end of the race too?
First of all, excuse me for my poor English. My expectations were in the top 5. I mean, I couldn't practice a lot, so I'm trying more to make some consistent races to get near the leaders, because I had very bad luck in the first races, but I'm getting back on track.
Well, that is always good to hear the improvements, especially in Division 5, the divisions where I like to say the names are made. We'll move on to United Bosnia. We'll just go up the grid here. You won the race on track. The 3-second time penalty kind of, well, it did put you into seconds. Are you gonna? How are you gonna look back on picking up that penalty, and just what are you gonna do different to make sure that doesn't happen again? Because you definitely had the pace to win.
Yeah, because first of all, congrats to the podium guys, the other drivers. I don't know. France is a tough track. I like it a lot. A lot of space to race, as it was shown tonight between me and Ryan. Wide track, really love it, but a lot of space where you can pick up fence warnings, events. So in the end, it cost me the victory, but I enjoyed the racing, the battle on the track with Ryan. So it was hard, but it was fair. So at some points, I really thought that we were about to crash because it was so close, going into that fast right-hander at some point. Yeah, I just thought we're gonna lose it here. But yeah, at the end, it was a great race. I hope that everyone enjoyed it who watched the stream. So looking to improve my driving style. So I went back to ABS because I wanted to be a little bit more competitive. I tried to race a few races with no assists, but I was way below. So yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll just take over there. Yeah, but you at least entertained us throughout the race with a thrilling battle. Ryan eventually coming out on top after penalties, but yeah, you guys put on a show for us, and yeah, that leads us on to our race winner, Ryan. How are you feeling after that excellent drive? Yeah, definitely. And after starting P8, were you aiming to go for the race win today, or did you have your expectations set a bit lower? And yeah, at what point did you realize, oh yeah, this might actually be a possible win for me? Yeah, and well, Maverick, do you have anything else to add to that?
No, I think you covered it all there.
Well, perfect. I'd like to thank you guys all for joining the party, and yeah, congratulations on your podium and your excellent race tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Till next week.
Yeah, see you next week, guys, and that's where I'm also going to end the stream. I'd like to thank you, Maverick, for commentating on me. It's been an absolute pleasure. And yeah, is there anything you'd like to say before I end the stream?
Just make sure you're here next week. That's all I got to say. And if people are still here watching, just thanks for sticking with us through the few delays that we had. You guys are amazing, honestly. Best fans. Hashtag bless.
Yeah, I'd like to echo the exact words Maverick just said. Just thank you for sticking with us through this rather long evening, but eventually we got through it, and with a good race in the end. And yeah, I'm looking forward to how D5 will pan out over the rest of the season. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'd like to wish you guys a good night or a good day for wherever you're watching.